In the wake of World War II, the deadliest conflict in human history, over 70 million lives were lost, and the world map was redrawn in fire and ash. From 1939 to 1945, every corner of the globe felt the chaos. But even as peace was declared and nations rebuilt, in the misty jungles of the Pacific, war never truly ended. While cities filled with the hum of factories and the laughter of children, far away in the shadows, men were still hiding, still watching, still fighting. To them, the war had not ended. In their minds, Japan still needed them. They weren't rebels, they were trained soldiers, conditioned to die before surrendering, taught the emperor was a living god. Surrender? Unthinkable. So, they never did. We admire lone warriors in stories. The last samurai, the soldier who never quits. But what if that warrior never knew the war ended? What if he kept fighting ghosts for decades? This is a haunting chapter of history where the enemy wasn't another army, it was time itself. When Lieutenant Hiroo Onoda emerged in 1974, he hadn't just missed the war, he'd missed modern Japan. The atomic age, the moon landing, the Cold War. Elvis Presley had risen and died. And he wasn't alone. Shuchi Yokoi, found in Guam in 1972, lived in a cave, like an animal. He ate frogs and insects, avoided humans, and believed he had failed, not for staying, but for being found. His first words were heartbreaking. "It is with much embarrassment, but I have returned." Private Teruo Nakamura, discovered in 1974 in Indonesia, had lived alone for nearly 30 years. Unlike Oduda, he didn't speak fluent Japanese and had no contact. He emerged thin, sick, and silent. Authorities thought he was a legend. These men show us something disturbing, a loyalty so deep it outlives logic. They trusted one thing, their last order, and they clung to it even as the world moved on. But it wasn't just Japan. American and Filipino soldiers went missing too, left behind in battles like Leyte and Guadalcanal. Some reappeared years later, delirious and talking to ghosts. In Papua New Guinea, shelters and camps were found in the 1,950s. In parts of Southeast Asia, villagers whispered of silent men wandering the jungles, even into the Middle Ages, 1,960 SS. Were they real soldiers? Ghosts? Or echoes of war itself? And it forces a question. How long can an idea live inside a person? When does loyalty become delusion? These forgotten soldiers were relics of an empire that no longer existed. They missed their families, their futures, their peace. And by the time the world came for them, they were already lost. Even today, in parts of the Philippines, villagers leave food in the forests not for animals but for spirits. No one's sure if they mean ghosts or memories of men who never surrendered. Modern expeditions still report unusual campsites, traps too precise to be natural. Could someone still be out there? Not in uniform, maybe. But with war still alive in their mind? There's tragedy in it. They were symbols of honor, yes, but they were also forgotten. The world that trained them to fight never came to bring them home. When Onoda returned to Japan, he found it unrecognizable. He couldn't belong. He moved to Brazil and lived on a quiet farm. These stories aren't just strange wartime facts. They're mirrors, reminders that not all wars end with a ceasefire. Some live on, hidden inside the mind. Because if history teaches us anything, it's this. Forgotten wars never stay forgotten. They simmer in silence. They whisper in jungles. And sometimes they fight back. If this story moved you, don't let it vanish, like those soldiers in the mist. Subscribe for more real-life war mysteries and untold history they never taught in school. Hit the bell so you never miss the next story. And tell us in the comments, do you think some are still out there? Because the world is full of lost battles, and we're here to uncover them all.